come together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just do what works for you and your relationship. As long as nobody's being harmed,
Right.
I say, do what works.
Yeah.
Do what works.
Now, I know Rayn has to jump off. She's got to get to work. But we're still going to continue it on. Rayn, when you do, you got like a few more minutes, like 5 more minutes, about 5?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll wrap up with Heather, and then by the time I jump on, you'll probably end up leaving off, and we'll give you the proper send off. Not like just log off quietly. Don't slam the door on your way out. I ain't gonna do that.
3 people.
Where'd Rayn go? Now, Heather.
Nene leaks.
Yeah, I know.
Look, okay.
Listen, we're gonna have to have way more of these.
Oh man.
So Heather,
yeah,
it's always been said that when a woman is in a relationship and she tends to lose herself. Now, what do you say is the most rewarding as far as what you saw improving in yourself with your relationship? From the past ones.
Oh my goodness. From the past, I was always like the submissive one in the relationship, and I saw like this, from sort of a religious perspective, where the man is the head and you have to follow and all of this stuff. And I have evolved from that thinking, and I've begun to kind of fulfill myself and what I believe I was made for in this world. And I believe that I was built for much more than just a man and being in his world. So now I'm able to do that. Of course, there's a lot of, there's a lot of give and take. There's a lot of compromise still, because I'm not just going to say, oh, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to just run with that.
Yeah.
But I work whatever I want to do, and my goals and my dreams, I'm working them into whatever this madness is in my life, whether it's taking care of the kids, taking care of pets, taking care of a home, and then being in my relationship. But I have the support now of a partner. And I think that that's what the real balance is. And like just coming together, I have support, and the same, I give the support right back also for whatever his goals are.
That's awesome.
That's the difference.
Now, Rayn, it's time for you. You got to leave us.
Yes.
All right. It's okay. We're going to do this. Was so fun. But next time we're doing it with me drinking. No.
Look, next time, hopefully next time I'll be past all of this and I can actually have a tall drink with you, okay? Yes.
Well, Rayn, thanks so much for joining us. We're going to continue the conversation on.
Bye, Rayn.
And yeah, we'll talk again. Make sure you do follow Rayn's Facebook page, Queen and Cosmetics, and you can get all the information there. We did episode 2 together.
Episode 2.
Episode 2 together, and you can get all the information on all her products. We did talk about it on that, and you can also check it out on her Facebook page. Rayn, thank you.
Thank you, dolls. You guys have a wonderful day, Queen.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I am married, and even though they're both committed relationships, it's a little different dynamic because I don't have children that I'm raising along with this. So now mine looks different, you know, and there's no buffer between me and Malcolm. It's just us.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a person that was in any committed relationship, maybe longer than couple years, and that's nothing. A couple years is nothing. So for me, I didn't have that commitment thing. Malcolm, on the other hand, is a committed person, which is so weird because it should be opposite, right? Man, non-committal.
You would think, maybe.
Yeah. And so once I So the challenges was me being that person that's like, oh, well, no, I'm used to doing this, so I'm doing it, like, and then I had to realize, like, well, it's just not me. It's just not my way. And even being a single mom. Oh, she came back? Oh. And me being a single mom, I felt like I was always the ruler, and so I had to learn that I had to be submissive. And when we hear that word submissive, man, it can send like, what?
Trigger, yes.
Yeah, like on 90 Day Fiancé, Angela was like, I will never submit to anybody on this earth. But then I think that everybody's definition of submissive can be interpreted a little different. For me, it wasn't totally giving everything to him. It was more or less breaking down a little bit of my wall and allowing me to listen to somebody else. And I always was like, growing up, my brothers would always be like, you got to be submissive. That's the problem with women. And I didn't understand that. And for me, that's my definition of my submissiveness. That's what I'm giving you. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a full, I'm going to give you everything. I'm still me inside.
You're not submitting to a man. You're submitting to a relationship.
That's it. The relationship. Right.
I understand that. Yeah.
Yeah. And even then, I still have to keep some of myself. You know what I mean? Because that's what is going to make the relationship. So I realized I had to be less selfish. So that's what I learned in mine. The other thing that I learned was I actually like having a partner. I like having somebody to talk to, confide in, somebody that I know regardless is going to be that person that's going to be my cheerleader.
Yes. And
not with any motives, just genuinely my cheerleader.
Right. Just wants you to succeed and be happy.
Yeah. What was funny though, Rayn was talking about how, the whole courting stage and everything. And I'm laughing because I'm like, in the beginning, there's a lot of courting in a relationship. It's like swept off your feet fairy tale, and then reality sets in after a while. And then it's like, I didn't get flowers in like 6-7 months. And then, right?
Well, I never had that ever, period. So I'm good. I'm good on that end. And I don't want it either.
Yeah. So, I mean, being married, a lot of perception of it too is it's always so passionate and it's always so exciting. And there's times it's not. It's just like two people living together and y'all just getting through the day and happy there's somebody else that can do it. Then there's other days where it's passion and you're like, oh, this is why. But that ain't the foundation of it, right? Like in a committed relationship, that fades after a while.
And you do it anyway.
Yeah.
And the passion, I believe, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to brag or anything.
Brag, girlfriend, brag.
I don't know. I feel like our connection, our physical connection is major. It's huge. And I'm so thankful that, I don't know, I've never had that before in my life.
Yeah.
Where somebody wants me.
Yeah.
And no matter what, it's like, I look like crap, I feel like crap, or whatever it is.
And they say you're still beautiful.
And he's just like if I were some model or something and telling me I'm beautiful and everything. And I literally laugh in response to it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this guy's nuts.
Yeah.
He doesn't even, you don't even have to lie to me. So, what is this about? But, I'm thankful. I'm thankful that that aspect is strong in our relationship.
Yeah.
But you're right. That's not a forever thing.
Yeah.
it's not, because like, what if we didn't have that, or what if we couldn't, then what is there? And the connection is on an emotional level, on a mental level. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you the other strongest aspect is humor.
Yes.
We are just peas in a pod.
Yeah.
And just like a comedy team.
Yeah.
Really.
Humor is definitely important, I think. I really do. It takes the edge off of everything. And it just is a good vibe. It's a great vibe that it creates. Yeah, I agree.
And you can fight and be funny, It doesn't always have to be like stick the knife in.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
Use a spoon, make it hurt more.
Yeah. So it's, you know what? The dynamics of how we evolve as women in each stage is beautiful, and just one thing I like to make sure everybody understands is your relationship is built for you, individually for yourself. And I used to look at like pictures of, like, for instance, like Jay-Z, Beyonce, or Queen Diana, or Princess Diana. And you're like, oh, that's so beautiful. And that, we don't know what's going on in that situation.
Right. Those are just images.
Those are just images
for the world to consume.
Yeah. So whatever your situation is, don't compare to other people's. Like, yours is yours and it works for you. You know what I mean? And if you didn't find that person yet, don't give up either. Rayn has ventured into a business. She's saying that she's able to see the type of person that, she wants to see. She's building something for herself, and you got to look at it like that. Yeah, it's frustrating. You don't have somebody that's there or whatever, but in the end, either side of the coin you fall on, you're going to come out on top because you're doing it for yourself. You're still being true to you. And, I'm glad that I have such strong women that come on here and talk about their life, their experiences. Heather, you and Rayn have been able to bring a certain dynamic to this. You guys are both, right now I kind of feel like I'm in a limbo. The podcast is just, for me, it feels like I'm just picking up the phone and we having a conversation.
Right.
But
it's natural. Yeah.
Yeah. But for you guys, I really see you guys building something very dear and important and putting y'all all into it. And it's a wonderful thing to see. And thank you for being able to share that. Before we wrap it up, we're going to do like a quick little inspirational quote. And then I want to talk a little bit about your next move with the podcast. What's next right now on the agenda for you?
Oh,
I know you got a lot.
So, well, this week, I'll tell you, I'm working on new cases.
Okay.
I'm still, my main focus is my brother's case, but I'm working on cases that are kind of intertwined with the same, they're victims of the same corrupt officials.
Okay.
So they have very similar circumstances, and I just want to shed some light on their cases as well. So I've reached out to these individuals, and I'm just trying to kind of link all of the different cases together.
Okay.
Because it's a lot. It is a lot. But yeah, that's what I'm working on right now, and I'll be putting out, I know in the news right now we're a little distracted and preoccupied with what's happening. So I haven't put out my latest episodes, but I'll be putting them out probably later.
Okay.
Later on in the week, like toward the weekend, maybe next week.
Your podcast is a video podcast, so you can see Heather, and I mean, she has so much information to pass on to you. Now, if someone wants to reach out to you, maybe there's a link to any of the cases you're talking about. How do they, is there an email that you want them to send directly?
So I have, on the website, withoutconviction.org. I have links to email me directly. They can find me on Facebook too, and, message me on Messenger.